Hey everyone, Josh here from Solopreneur Grind, back at you with another YouTube video, and we are going to discuss, coincidentally, how to grow a YouTube channel. And this video was inspired by after I started following and then interviewing Chase Namic. You can find him at Chase Namic on Instagram, and definitely check out the interview. We did a live video interview that you can find on my YouTube channel. We'll link to it somewhere around here so you can find it as well if you want to listen to the whole thing. Highly recommend it. Today I'm going to focus on the 5 takeaways that I took from checking out his Instagram account and our interview as well. Number 1, the first lesson is really the power of YouTube in general. So I put out some content on YouTube, some content on Instagram, Facebook, and I wasn't fully aware of the potential until I started following Chase on Instagram, because he shows you the numbers behind the scenes of successful channels. So things like numbers of subscribers, numbers of views, numbers of minutes watched. The numbers on YouTube are just huge, not just for individual channels, but for the platform in general. So many people consuming so much content, and that means there's a really high potential for things like ads, sponsorships, stuff like that. So if you are looking at the business side of things, there's a ton of potential to do a lot of good. Obviously, we want to create good content, create value, but to build some really cool projects and make a consistent income off something like YouTube. Number 2 is that the algorithm is key. So when I spoke to Chase first, initially, my channel doing okay, right? And one of my struggles was that I was mostly recording my dailies. If you've ever seen the SG dailies, I vlog once a business day, so every day, Monday to Friday. Wasn't thinking much about the headlines, wasn't thinking much about the tags or the description or keywords or anything like that. And after talking to Chase, it became clear, as well as things like the thumbnails, if you want to get into the algorithm, you need to give yourself every advantage you have. And what I mean by the algorithm is basically the good books of YouTube, so that they'll start recommending you to other people. So take the extra time to figure it out, and Chase gives some really awesome tips on our interview as well, so that's why I highly recommend watching it on how to get into the algorithm. I'm going to get into 1 or 2 of them here, but that's really the key if you want to give yourself that extra boost. Number 3 is to focus on high CPM niches. And what I mean by that is when you're starting a channel, or even if you already have one already that isn't doing pretty well, you want to have a niche, aka a topic or a focus that is high CPM. And that is a term used for basically how much you can get paid per 1,000 viewers, right? So the way that Chase monetizes, for the most part, his channels are ads that get run during his videos. So the more viewers you get, the more ads you get watched, the more money you make. And so there's certain niches that you want to focus on, things like business, video games, fashion, stuff like that. And he talks about some of those niches as well in our interview. You can also just Google high CPM niches on YouTube. As you can tell, my niche is business, but then obviously you want to go even more targeted than that, right? So don't just make your niche business, because that's super broad. The more targeted you can get, if you can kind of go one step lower or one step to the next level of being specific within that niche, that's even better, because you're going to be able to target more direct viewers who like your stuff. Tip number 4 is that it's not going to happen overnight, right? A lot of people see viral videos because that's what gets pushed to us, viral videos, right? But the odds of a video going viral and you getting successful overnight are extremely, extremely low. Instead, Chase focuses and recommends, picking your high CPM niche and putting out good work on a consistent basis. You're going to slowly build up that user base, and then once you get the momentum going, the snowball starts rolling, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So keep in mind, it's going to take time and it's going to take work, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, all those cliches. Anything in business, if you're going to make it successful, it's going to take time, it's going to take hard work. And if you do listen to our interview, Chase talked about how it actually took him a year and a half from the time he started on YouTube to really started doing well financially and kind of figured it out. He said you can do it much quicker now, right? Because of the internet and because of people like him that you can learn from, you can do it much quicker. But it took him a year and a half to get started, so you got to give him kudos for putting in the time and the effort there. And the 5th tip is, if you really want to scale or do big numbers, or if you do have money in the bank already to invest, outsourcing is a super easy way to scale up or even just start putting out really good content quickly. So Chase doesn't make any of his videos anymore, right? He pretty quickly started taking a lot of his income, his revenue, and reinvesting it and hiring people to make them for him. So now he, picks the niches and the channels and worries about the grand scheme of things in terms of the large scale decision making, but he's outsourced the video production itself. So he can sit back and manage the other things as well. The other thing you can do with that is you can start investing in different channels, right? So maybe you grow one really big and now you're making some income. You can start outsourcing those videos and start another channel, or you can, use the extra time on your hands to try and do other outreach or marketing type things that will grow your channel even more while the people you've hired are working on producing the videos themselves, so you don't have to worry about that as well. And that's the key reason why he's able to scale to such big numbers, right? If he was doing all the work, it just wouldn't be possible. It's like with any business, the more you can outsource reliably, the bigger and faster you can grow your company. So those are the top 5 takeaways that I had from viewing Chase, kind of following him on Instagram and then having him on for an interview, which I again highly recommend checking out. If you like the video and you like the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Button might be here, might be there, I can't remember, but make sure to like and subscribe. Really appreciate it, and hope to see you soon.